Hi friends! So if you follow me elsewhere on the internet, you may have seen that on Monday I had a terrible, horrible accident. Not to my body, I worded that wrong. Basically, I spilled coffee on my laptop and now she won't turn on. And she still smells like pumpkin spice. I honestly don't know what the hell I'm gonna do because I don't have the money for a new laptop. You might see in the background there, I'm borrowing my sister's because she's very kind and basically only uses her laptop to play The Sims. So when she's not playing The Sims, I can use it for captioning and hopefully video editing. But that also meant I lost my spook-a-thon vlog, which I had spent Sunday night editing and getting all ready to upload on Monday, and then everything went to hell. So instead, I'm here to give you a spook-a-thon wrap-up. I know it's not as exciting as a vlog. I know you watch my channel mostly for vlogs, so hopefully this will do for now. I'm sorry. Hopefully we'll be back to normal next week, but for now, this is what we're doing. So, spook-a-thon took place last week from the 14th to the 19th of October. It's a readathon that is hosted by Books and Lala, basically about reading thrillers and spooky stuff because it's October, this spooky month. So I read 3 books in total and I completed all of the challenges. Let's see if I can remember the challenges off the top of my head. So we had Rita Thriller, read a book with red on the cover, read a book with a spooky word in the title, read a book in a spooky setting, and read a book outside of your comfort zone. Notice the lack of read X number of books, hence why I did this readathon. So the first book I read and finished completed the first challenge, which is Rita Thriller. I read My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. This book is about a husband and wife who are serial killers. They kill women, and at least for the man, it's like a turn on. Disgusting! So in the beginning of the book, one of the women that they killed is found by police. And so the dude is like, oh shit. And it basically follows things from there. I quite enjoyed this one. I thought it was very thrilling, haha. It really kept me, not necessarily on the edge of my seat and like shocking things gonna happen now, blah, blah, blah. But I was just very curious about this whole ordeal and the lives of these seemingly normal people because, you know, they're got good jobs and they have good friends and they have 2 kids and blah, 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 except they kill people. I will say I predicted the ending. I clocked it from the beginning. I do enjoy my thrillers to be somewhat guessable though, in the sense of like, I don't want a book that has an ending that's just totally not something you could ever guess. Looking at you behind her eyes. It's mostly for me about how the end comes together and if it's well done or not, blah, blah, blah. This one, I'm on the fence about. On one hand, I think it wrapped up decently and the like very last line especially had me going like, excuse me. But there were some parts of it that felt out of character. I can't really get into that more without spoilers. I also thought a few things seemed to come together a little conveniently at the end, like the way it wrapped up. But overall, I did enjoy this, so I gave it 4 stars. The next book I read completed all of the other challenges, and it's City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. You see we got red on the cover, a spooky word in the title. It's out of my comfort zone because it's middle grade. I don't read much middle grade. And it's like ghost centered and I don't do ghosts. And also it has a spooky setting for reasons you'll see as I read the description. So this is about a girl named Cass. Yes. And at one point in her life, she basically died when she fell into this river, but she was saved by this ghost that ends up becoming her best friend. And so she's brought back to the world of the living and alive and all that. And because of this, she is able to cross over into the veil or the world of the ghosties. And so she's just been living her life like this with her boy Jacob, the ghost. She's ready to have a cool chill summer until her parents are like, hey, we were just offered a TV show because they write books about ghosts. And so we're all going to Scotland because it's one of the most haunted cities. Scotland is not a city, Bonnie. Wow. We're going to Edinburgh because it's one of the most haunted cities. So now she's going to this place where all these ghosts are, and she finds out some things about all of this that she never knew. I was never really planning on reading this, but at one point I had asked for spooky recommendations, but that weren't like too scary because I'm a baby. And someone recommended this, so I got it from the library and I freaking loved this. It was so much fun. It's so fast-paced. I mean, for one, it's middle grade, so it's very short, and like the words on the page are huge, which I absolutely love. But I don't know, I thought it was all just fun is like the best way I can describe it. The characters are lovely. I loved the relationship that Cass and Jacob have. Their friendship is so cute, and the way they kind of tackle different things as the book goes on. At some points I did feel it was not unrealistic necessarily. I mean, it's freaking fantasy obviously, but sometimes Cass didn't quite read as a 12-year-old. She read a little older, but I do think that's how all books are. I mean, 16-year-olds end up reading like 20-year-olds. But other than that, I loved this, and I am very excited to read the sequel. I probably was more eloquent during my vlog, but this was just so good. It was fun. It was fast. The characters were great. The story, the way it art was great. So I really want to see where this goes. I'm excited. And finally, the last book I read for Spook-a-thon was The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. This is a pretty old thriller at this point. I think it's from like 2014, 2015, which is weird to call that old, but in the terms of thriller, I think things change quickly. But anyway, this is a book about a woman who rides the train every day, and she 2 years ago had a divorce and it's really affected her. She's an alcoholic, because you can't have a thriller without alcohol or drugs, am I right, ladies? And so every day when she's riding this train to work, she kind of observes these people that she sees from the train, and she kind of makes up this idea of their lives. But then one day she sees something that shocks her and kind of takes her out of the little vision that she had about them, and things go from there. This book was so fucking boring. It was just very repetitive, with her on the train and her drinking and not remembering things and trying to get her memory back from a night. I'm just really over substance abuse being a huge factor of thrillers. If you can't get your narrative across any other way, is it really worth it? The characters in this were so unlikable, and not even like an interesting villain that you don't like, but they're interesting, so you're intrigued and like maybe you root for them. Some people root for villains, as I know, but these weren't even good villains. They were just like bad people that I didn't care about. Not even the protagonist was someone that I was really rooting for. The only thing that somewhat saves this is like the last 40 pages maybe were really gripping, but the rest of it was really boring and truly not worth my time. I could have just skipped this one, but it's fine. We got her at Goodwill. She was cheap, and now we can just forget about her. I gave this 2 stars. So those were all the books that I read for Spook-a-thon. Also, some things you missed from the vlog. There were 2 Packer games during this vlog, because there was one on Monday and Sunday. They won both of them. Hell yeah. I ate some really Wisconsin food like cheese curds and Jolly Good soda. If you know, you know. I took my dog for a lot of walks out at Pets. There was some very beautiful shots of trees. So yeah, that was Spook-a-thon. That was my week. If my videos and my thumbnails and everything are a little different because I don't have Photoshop now either, just know it's because of this tragedy of losing my computer. All right, I'm gonna go, or I'm gonna keep rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.